CM 365, all about Carnatic music.
Today we'll be discussing about a major ragam, Kamboji, which I'm sure all of you are quite familiar with, having heard it umpteen number of times in the concerts. Kamboji is a janya of the 28th Melagartha Harikambodi, and it takes the Arohana Avarona like Sari ga ma pada sa sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa. And this is another case, I would say, of a Janya Ragam, which is much more popular than its Janaka Harikambodi. And we see that there are so many compositions available in this particular Ragam, as well as it is taken up as a major raga for exposition in terms of raga, alapana, kalpana, swaram, etc. also. Coming to the nature of the ragam, we see that it is a bhashanga ragam in the sense that though in the arohana avarona the bhashanga is not there, in occasional specific phrases we see that the kakali nishadam comes, like in the phrase Sani pada sa. So where that doesn't keep on coming repetitively, the kaisiki nishadam only comes like da ni da pada ma ga pada sa ni da pada sa re ga ma ga re sa ni da pada ma ga pada sa ni da. So predominantly only the kaisiki nishadam comes, but in that phrase which I mentioned, like pada sa ni da pada ma ga pada sa ni pada sa. So even in compositions we see that this particular phrase, when it occurs, the kakali nishadam as a bhashanga note occurs here. Now, Kamboji is one of the big five ragas, I would say. The other four, of course, we know are Todi, Shankarabaranam, Bhairavi and Kalyani. And all together these five ragams actually occupy a major place in the sense that many times or most times we see that in a long duration concert, these ragams are taken up as the major ragam for exposition, what we call as the main item. Because there are also umpteen number of compositions in Rendukalai, very elaborate compositions are available in this particular ragam. So that facilitates the exposition of the ragam also in expansive manner. Even in the temple music we see that the Nadaswaram Vidwans have taken to this ragam and played it elaborately while they move around the vidis, going around the temple during the festivals. We see that this ragam, stage by stage, step by step, the Nadaswaram Vidwans explore every note and make it look very expansive and grand for us. And looking at the history of this ragam, we see that it is one of the very old ragas, we could say, in many traditions. And Sangeetha Makaranda of the 7th century itself, we see that it makes a mention of this Kamboji ragam, and subsequent works also they make a mention of Kamboji. If you look at the corresponding Devaram Pand, for some of the ragas that we have today, we have had corresponding pands. So Takkeshi is what is equivalent to today's Kamboji. According to the Devaram Pand, the Takkeshi is now equivalent to what we call as the Kamboji. And even in the Kathakali songs, the music which is sung for Kathakali dance, we see that there is a reference to the same scale as Kamodari. And of course, any ragam blossoms and becomes grand first mainly because of the compositions that are created in it by great Vagekaras. So here again we see that the Trinity have composed many beautiful compositions, and after that also many more composers have composed in this. And it's not only about kritis which are composed, we have Geetam in this, we have Varnams, about 8 very classy Varnams, we have Padams, Javalis. So that way we see that many genres have also been used up for this ragam. To bring out the different facets, the different colors of the ragam, different genres have also been used now. Now let us look at a few compositions to study how it moves. Of course, when you're doing an elaboration like a raga alapana, the Gandhara has got a very important role, like ga ga ma ga ri sa pa da sa ri ga ma ga ga ma ga ri sa ni da pa da sa ri ga ma ga. Or the Dhaivata. Da ni da pa da ma ga pa da sa ni da pa da ma ga pa da sa ni da ni da pa ba ga ri sa ri ga ma pa da ma ga pa da sa ni da. So these two are like, the focal points which give immense scope for elaboration. You can keep going on and on weaving patterns on these two. And the same Gandhara in the higher octave actually shines better. And you would have seen artists explore that to its fullest, like pa da sa ri ga ma ga ma ga ri sa ni da pa da sa ri ga ma ga ma ga ri sa ri ga ma ga ri sa pa da sa ri ga ma ga. So it's kind of a grand finale happens when you weave so many beautiful slow patterns or Durita Kala patterns. It gives a grandeur to the composition itself or the alapana, whatever it is. Now coming to the compositions, we see that one of the most beautiful exposition of Kamboji comes out in Tyagaraja's O Rangashayi, where O Rangashayi Pilachite is all the words for the whole Avartanam of Rendugalai Aditalam. It comes like Rangashayi Pili Chite Rangashayi. Or another composition of Tyagaraja, Yevari Mahata Vinnevo. Or another one, Shri Raghuva Prameya Mamava. Coming to Dikshadhar, Kailase Nathena Samrakshini. Like this we see also the composition of Bhadrachala Ramdas. Ye Maya Rama Brahmendra Dulaku Naina Nimaya Teliya Vasama. Then coming to Papanasam Sivan, very offbeat kind of a start, I would say, where he starts on the Nishada like Adum Deivam Ni Arulvai Idad Padam Tuki Adum Deivam Ni Arulvai Idad Padam Tuki Adu Deivani Arulvai. Now, I was talking about the Kakali Nishadam as a Bhashanga note. It's very interesting to see how the Geetam of Paidala Gurumurti Shastri, in the opening phrase itself, you see this Bhashanga note coming in a Geetam, that is like Mandara Dara Mokshamu Rare. So starting itself, Sani Padadasa, that phrase comes. Even in the Chaturdasha Raga Malika, where Dikshadhar has used 14 ragas, you see that in a very small phrase of Kambodi which comes in that Raga Malika, he's actually used this Bhashanga note like Sadgati Dayakam Kamboja Charanu Sadgati Dayaka. There you see that the Swakiya Swaram of Kaisiki Nishada is there, but Kakali comes in immediately. Very beautifully you see that both the Nishadas have been interwoven, and to give you the complete picture of Kambodi here, listen once more carefully. Sadgati Daya Kamboja Charanu. So like this we see that Kambodi is one of the very expansive ragams, in the sense that this particular ragam gives a lot of scope for expansive treatment, both in the Manodharma domain as well as in terms of compositions. That's why we see that in spite of the fact that so many people keep singing Kambodi over and over again in their concert, we never feel that monotony, because of the fact that it is again a ragam, Rakti ragam, with so much of gamakas also. So many colors and shades can be provided by each artist, and so many dimensions can be shown to the Rasikas by the artist. So that's why we see that this is one of the very important and major ragams in Carnatic music.
CM 365, all about Carnatic music.